Happy Saturday! 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to work today. We had to clean some cooling towers. So it wasn't really hard. What the fuck are you talking about? What is going on? Something beeped at me. Anyways, the cooling towers were pretty easy. It's just like some moss shit that's built up on the walls. Just blast all the moss off. The walls they're all green and they're supposed to be white. So just blast it until they turn white, and then clean the floor and the concrete floor to these places is nice and sloped. So you just wash everything down to the bottom, and then they also had some water pumps set up to pull the water out, so we didn't just fill our truck up with water. We actually just pulled up like actual mud and gunk and stuff. They pull the water for the cooling towers at this particular business. They pull it from the river, so it's got sand. Sometimes you'll find a fish, seashells, all kinds of stuff like that. And but no, I worked today with one guy. He hasn't been with us quite a year yet. And then the other new guy that I trained, a good, and then two good supervisors. We all went out here. We had 3 power washers, trailer power washers, and I'm driving the Guzzler, and then one guy just brought a pickup truck with some tools and shit in the back of it. And we got the job done. We started today at 6:30. So 6:30 to, well, it's 5 o'clock right now, and I'm not even back to the shop yet. We just finished up. And it was pretty cool. I run equipment. I do. I have ran plenty of equipment, but for some reason, a boom lift, I hadn't really run one. I've been on scissor lifts and some other shit kind of stuff like that, but not really a boom lift, because we had to get up so we could get the walls done. So I was on a JLG boom lift. It was a smaller one, so it didn't. I wish it would extended a little bit more, but it didn't. So I had to get a little creative, try to get the thing to. I had to twist the bucket, and then it's got the bucket, arm that makes the bucket go up and down, so you can kind of like go over a wall or up underneath a canopy. They're pretty fucking cool. So I got pretty proficient in it pretty quick. It took me a little while to figure out how to make it fucking start up, all that shit. We were missing a key for a while. I didn't realize it was missing a key. I don't know. But we got it going and ran those things. It was pretty fun. It was like I kept thinking of Power Wash Simulator, which I've never played it before. But I highly doubt that would have held a candle to what I did today, because it was just like moss on a wall, and you just back and forth the whole fucking thing. There's like 3 main areas, but there's 6 different bays, and it's 2-sided. So we had 12 bays basically to clean up. We had 3 guys, 3 power washers, 3 boom lifts, and we made pretty quick work of it. There was a couple spots where we couldn't really get to, like the boom lift. There was other shit outside of this cooling tower area that you couldn't get your boom lift to get close enough and extended in enough and all that stuff. But that's a new sign. It says trucks slow down. They've never had that sign before, but it's on this like 35-mile-an-hour corner, and a lot of people hit this fucking wall. Like, this wall is a tough fucking wall. I'd hate to be a guy down below when a truck hits that, because shit always flies over the edge. Anyways, yeah, Power Wash Simulator. That's what I kind of felt it was like. Just and then running the boom lift and then running the guzzler, and we had to hook up a couple water pumps. It was pretty easy, pretty good day. Just a long day. You know, Part of our time was just waiting on permits and a lockout tag out, and waiting on getting keys to the man lifts and all that shit. But had a good time. We weren't pressured too much to like hurry up, or anything like that. And one of those supervisors that we were with today, that's what he's kind of known for, is to nobody. We're not taking lunch. We're gonna work 16 hours straight, no lunch, get it done. Because if we take lunch, then it's gonna be a 17-hour day. That's what he kind of looks at. I'm exaggerating, but he did not take a lunch today. But we all took a long break, like a 45-minute break, and we took off and went over to the pilot station. And I got me 2 double cheeseburgers, 4 hard-boiled eggs. They didn't sell anything less than 4, so I got 4 hard-boiled eggs, and then a bag. And they didn't have the small bags of the pork rinds, so I got a big bag of pork rinds. And that's a lot of fucking food. I didn't finish my pork rinds, but I finished all the other shit. And the important parts, I guess. I don't know. Pork rinds they're delicious. I do like them. I am kind of starting to get tired of them though. It's just like every day, multiple bags of pork rinds. Need to slow it the fuck down. But yeah, it was a good time. Got it done. Client was happy, and we're headed back to the shop. I'm actually pulling into the shop here in just a few minutes. I plan on parking the truck. Well, fueling it up, I guess. It's at a half tank, so fueling up the truck, parking it, and then getting in my fucking. I mean, I might help if they're still fucking around with shit. Then I'm gonna help them get their trailers parked, and get some tools put away, and go the fuck home. Gonna be nice. Go home. Talked to the wife just a little bit ago. She's doing good. Been cleaning the house, watching kids. She seems in a better mood lately. Since school started, she has a little bit of time to herself. I understand being a stay-at-home mom is rough, because you're 24 hours a day. You're stuck with little kids, and they kind of piss you off. So you're not able to cherish them because you're always in mom mode. So I think she's been happy to have them go into school, so she got a little break, and now she's actually cherishing the time with the kids, which is nice. And they went around cleaning up the house and got it looking nice for them. They were all excited on the phone. They're like, "We cleaned the house." Well, okay, I can't wait to get home, check it out. But I might not even go inside because I got a square body sitting out there I want to work on. And I know if I go inside, I'm just gonna strip down and get cleaned up, sit on the fucking couch for the rest of the night. So, but if I stay dirty and I get home, I'll turn my head, but my mic follows me. Sorry about that. Didn't have an extra hand to cover up. The 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 square body needs a little bit more work. A lot of it's just gonna be prep work. I mean, I guess I technically could call my boss when I'm here and see if I can take a pressure washer home. And then that'll give me a little, and then I can if you need it, I'll have it and I'll come in, I'll bring it in, whatever. But let me borrow a pressure washer. I want to blast out, because I used to have a pressure washer and it worked. It ran. Everything was great about it. And I sold it because it worked and it ran and it was worth more running. So I sold it. And now it's like, now I need it. Now I need a fucking pressure washer this foam shit, dude. I want to blast this foam out. I really want to use a zero tip or a spinner tip, which is a zero tip that spins, and blast the rust off of this thing. Like I want to know what is gonna fall the fuck off. I want to blast holes, because that zero tip isn't gonna blast a hole in good steel, but it will fucking fuck up some rust. So blast off as much rust as I can to see how bad it actually is. And it would be nice to lay underneath the truck, and not with a zero tip or a spinner tip, but just a regular power washer, and just clean the underneath of the truck. Just get it all nice and clean looking. I know I'm gonna need to wear my fucking respirator mask when I do that. I'm gonna have the shit go all over me, in my eyes and everything. There's a lot of dirt and rust and junk underneath there, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I need to get the seat. We already had the seat unbolted once, and it was a pain in the ass, but I think since we broke it free and everything, it'll be a lot easier for me to remove this time, and just strip out the interior and blast everything, dude. Just get it all. Uh, they painted the interior also. Like the cab is supposed to be a silver cab, I think, and it's been painted blue. And the bed was red, and it's also been painted blue. It's all everything matches, but it's not. It ain't right, And I'd like to wash the outside of it and blast all the paint chips and shit off. So I don't know. I think I will talk to my boss about it and see if I can take one of these fuckers home and take a truck and a Landa. He's over there filling that one up. All right. Yeah, we're at the shop now. Just gotta get turned around so I can get some fucking fuel. Let me pause this real quick. Well, good news, everybody. I am taking home a truck and power washer. It's official. My boss said, yeah, no problem. What are you doing, a side business or something? I said, no. Like, better not be. You borrow it like every now and again. You can't be borrowing it all the fucking time. It's like, we only have 3 of them. And as you saw today, we used all 3 on one job. So if we have one go down, and not good. Not good at all. And the new kid is the one that was driving this truck and trailer. And when we ran it out of water, completely out of water. And I shut it off pretty quickly after it ran out. And he went to go fill the water back up, and he only put like 3/4 of a tank in there. I don't know. The way it looks right now, it looks like it's more like half. A little over half. But you know what? 250 gallons, I think we'll get the job done. And if for some reason it doesn't, I have a hose at my own house. And I can hook it up. And it'll be fine. Or, I mean, I'm driving a freaking service truck right here. I can open up any fire hydrant. Anywhere. I got everything to open up. I even have a couple of fire hoses. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna steal water. I'm just gonna take this home. There's a spot where my car goes that it has a horrible stain. And now that I'm not taking my car home, so my car won't be parked there. I'm gonna just park this truck and trailer like in the grass nearby, and then I'll be able to hit that spot, and it'll be good. Get that spot nice and cleaned up. I guess I should have thought about it and grabbed the wheelie mobob, the little wheelie bob thing that it's just like a driveway pressure washer that you roll around on the driveway and it'll clean it. I guess I probably should have fucking grabbed that. But you know what? A regular old power washer will do it. I made sure I had all the tips with me, and I even grabbed some extra O-rings, because I know as soon as I fucking get home, fire this thing up and hit the gun, the O-ring and the bit are going to go missing. And I was like, oh, I better fucking grab 2 of each. Because, yeah, with these pressure washers, as soon as you fire them up and then you shoot it, and sometimes, I don't know. I've done it, so, and I always try to make sure I put the bits in all the way, and it's still done it to me, to where the bit will just shoot the fuck out, and the O-ring goes with it, and then you just have a water hose that ain't gonna do nothing, you know. So, make sure I grab the extra shit, just in case. That would be a waste if I drive all the way home, finally get everything ready to go, fire it up, and then, oh, fuck, dude. So I grabbed all the shit. We're good. And I could not find a fucking spinner tip. So we do have a spinner tip, but it's on the 8-foot pole. And I guess I could unscrew it and get it hooked up to something that I could use, but I was like, I'm not even gonna. I'll just fucking use the regular power washer thing, and it should work. First things first is blast out the fucking cap corners from the outside to the inside. Just fucking blast it, because that's where a lot of the foam is right there. And then, since I have a bunch of suits with me too, so I could just suit up, lay under my truck, and just let what's gonna happen to me, you know, and then throw the suit away. Boom, bang, done. But I probably won't. I'll probably go under there with my current clothes on and get completely soaked and covered in oil. I'm already covered in moss. It's not green on me. It's brown, but... yeah, I made sure I had a full tank of fuel, too. I ain't paying for the fuel on this fucking thing. So, I got a full can of gas. Can of gas. Something sounded weird about the way I said that. And, yeah, it's a go. Gonna clean up my fucking truck. Oh, there's a Kansas State Trooper. And there were, I don't know, you probably heard it earlier, just like a minute ago. There was a Dodge Charger and an Infiniti racing on the highway. And I wonder if that's who he's after. No, he's not. He's getting off. He's getting off the highway. He doesn't give up. He doesn't even know, probably. Yeah, very excited about the recent development. Because I had thought about bringing a power washer home, but I didn't know when would be good. And then I was like, well, we just use these power washers. I know they work very well. And we just filled them up. So, and it's already hooked up to a truck and trailer. It's the easiest way to borrow a pressure washer. Now, I'm wondering, I'm going to talk to my boss. I'm going to be like, hey, is it cool if I bring it for the Monday meeting instead of an hour and a half of my Sunday driving this back to the shop. But that's what I'll probably end up doing. What's an hour and a half? Whatever. Get up in the morning. Try to get up early. Bring this back, unless I need to use it still, because I plan on mowing tomorrow in the morning. But if I start my morning out by dropping this off, turn around, come back home, immediately hold the mower over and start mowing on the grass. Because the grass does need mowed. It needs mowed. Both of my neighbors mow. My one neighbor got a riding lawnmower, so now he mows. He loves to mow his yard now. He used to fucking hate it, so now he's always mowing his yard. And I'm like, you were the one that me and you were together, bud. And now I'm the bad one. We had strength in numbers, and now I'm the one guy on the block that doesn't mow his fucking yard, every 2 weeks or whatever. You should mow it more often. Well, come on over, you fucking hoe. Coming over again. This fucking Chevy Equinox. It's not my wife, I know that. It's gold. It's trying to take my lane, and I was giving it to her, and then really just made me look like I was confused. And I'm not confused. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm driving. I don't think you know where you're going. You're missing a hubcap. Oh. Yeah, so the two guys that I worked with today, the new guy and the other guy that's, I'm going to keep calling him the new guy because he's still a new guy. But he knows how this business works now, so he's not so new. I don't know. I didn't recognize what color hard hat he was wearing, if it was a yellow or a white one, because you're not supposed to get a white hat until you've been here for a year. And as soon as I hit my year, they were like, "What's wrong with your hard?" I was like, "I've been here for a year." They're like, "Well, do you need a new hard hat right now?" I'm like, "Yes, I've been here for a year. Get me out of this fucking yellow hard hat. I don't want to be fucking the duck walking around. Give me the white hard hat." And the white hard hat, almost all the other, well, not almost all. It sounds like I've worked 1,000 places, but multiple places where I've worked, the white hard hat is the top dog hard hat. I had an orange one when I worked with Holcher, and that was low. That was the blue hard hat with Holcher was the top dog. Then white hard hat was like operators, and then orange hard hat was laborers, and I was a laborer. There's no getting around that when I worked there. So I don't know. I don't know. The white hard hat just seems like you put it on and you just feel like you're in charge. You know what's going on. You're one of us. That's what the white hard hat. You got the yellow hard hat on? Get out of here, kid. That's what you think. But no, I don't know. I'm just fucking around. I'm just saying shit right now. Sorry to all the yellow hard hat wearers out there. In some countries, I've heard the yellow hard hat is the best one. So I read it in a book. I saw it in Time magazine. It was Time magazine about the hard hat hierarchy. Hard hat hierarchy. Anyways, both of those guys, they've both been to jail. One guy went to prison. One guy I'm a little bit younger than him, and the other one, he's only like 24. But they're like, you had a good life growing up. You can't even talk to us. I'm like, shut the fuck up, new guy. Fuck off. Because they were talking about one guy's son uh, he's been misbehaving. And he's like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, we're trying to get him to go to his dad's house, stay with his dad, and have his dad, really pound some knowledge into. I'm like, I don't know. Hold him upside down. That's what I kept telling him. I was like, hold him upside down. He's like, he's 6'4". I'm like, I don't. How old is he? 12? Damn, that's kind of tall. Anyway, hold him upside down. I'm telling you, it works. And they're like, you don't know shit. I'm like, I do know shit, okay? I'm a 5-year-old. If he starts acting up, hold him upside down. He will lose his attitude real quick, and then it turns into a tickle fest, and then everybody's fine. So he's not going to work like that. My son tried to rob a convenience store. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. Have you tried holding him upside down yet and tickling him? Yeah, you don't knock it till you try it. But that's what I kept telling him. He's like, you grew up way different than us. Brother, let me tell you about where I grew up. In Olathe, Kansas. Johnson County, Kansas. I grew up until I was 8 years old. Yeah, I had 2 working parents that loved each other. And 2 siblings at that point in time. Kenny came along later on. But, after we moved. But when I was 8 years old, I had 2 siblings. Everybody was happy. My dad did smoke weed in the garage. Okay, see, I came from hard knocks. No, I don't. What happened is we had a side yard. And in the side yard, we had jet skis. We had a Jeep. We had another rundown car. We had dirt bike parts, four-wheeler parts. Like, it was a junkyard. I always called it the junkyard because it was like a little fenced-in area. Nobody could see in and nobody could see out. And if they couldn't find me, they know, check the junkyard. It's the way I grew up. I grew up in a fucking junkyard, fuckheads. I know about the streets. Is what I was trying to tell. But no, I'm just trying to be funny. Okay, you guys don't have to get really upset. Like, things can be funny. And I don't know. Maybe your parents didn't hold you upside down and tickle you enough. Maybe that's what went wrong with your kids. Maybe that's what's wrong with you. Because I'm telling you, if you get held upside down and tickled, I think you're going to turn out pretty good. I'm almost positive I was held upside down and tickled. And my kids, about 3 times a day, held upside down by their ankles, maybe just one ankle, and tickled and raspberries on their belly. Okay? They ain't acting up. They're good kids. I should write a book on how to raise your children. It's not that hard. You hold them upside down by their ankles, and you blow raspberries on their bellies. And then you tickle them, and then you toss them onto the couch, and then you continue the raspberries. This is all you have to do to be a good dad or mom. Moms can do it too. I had both of my kids. I had one ankle from a boy and one ankle from a girl up in the air, raspberry and 2 bellies at the same time. Now, I'm more of an advanced class of this training exercise. I'm on to 2 kids. We cannot have a 3rd kid, and if we could have a 3rd kid, that one would grow up to be a bad kid. You know why? Because I only have 2 hands. I can't hold up 3 at the same time. I mean, I might be able to try. I'll definitely give it a shot, but that would be rough. 3 kids? How are you going to tickle 3 kids at the same time? Also, I don't know. I mean, just my parenting style. I don't know if I do have like angels or not. like my kids are angels, but they're like, we never have to spank. I spanked my son once, and I shouldn't have, probably. It scared the living piss out of him. And that's all it took. And it wasn't even like a hard, I wasn't ripping a belt off, or it was just you need to listen. Whack. That's what you got, the spanking, because you weren't listening. And it's not, you don't do it out of anger also. You don't want to go over there and be angry and attack your children. That's not the right way. You need to calm down and say, you're getting, I mean, I don't know. I'm a dad, so I guess I can have my own opinions on this. I literally have two kids at home that I'm raising right now, and I'm just telling you about how I do it. Upside down. Raspberries. Raspberries when you blow on the belly. Now, Dad, I don't know. Sometimes Dad can hurt when he does it, because he shaved, 4 to 5 days ago, and it's a little rough on that tender belly. But I'm just excited about what my kids have. I do my best to never shoo them away. I always try to engage with them. Like if they run up and like, look at what I have. I'm like, that is cool. What do you think about it? And I learned that little saying from somebody. It was like, what do you think about it? And I think that's a really interesting way to do it. Because instead of just giving them your opinion, I want to know your opinion before I give you my opinion. So if my son draws a picture and he's like, look at this picture I made. Isn't it cool? Like, you think it's cool? He's like, yeah. I'm like, it is? Yeah, I do like it. I think it is cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm not explaining it properly, but I don't know. I'm always really nice to the kids. I try to not make any promises that I can break. If I say, I promise we'll play Fortnite later, and then he will come to you and say, what's up with the Fortnite? We're supposed to play like you promised and everything, and you gotta uphold it. Okay, even if it does mean stay up a little bit past bedtime and Mama's real mad and angry, you gotta do it. I don't know. I don't like to break the promises. I'll break a promise to a hobo. I'll break a promise to, an acquaintance. You guys like, you promised to be here at 8 in the morning? I promise. And then you show up at 8:45, and he's like, what the hell happened? And he's like, oh, dude, I fucking had a flat tire. See that tire? That's brand new. I had to get that put on. And I mean, having a blowout and then getting a tire put back on in 45 minutes, not bad. And then they're like, wow, that actually is pretty good. So it's not, I can break those promises easy. But I try not to break promises to the people I'm immediately around, people that I got to live with, people that are forming as my child is growing, they're constantly forming an opinion of you, and I think it's important to uphold and keep that opinion a good opinion. Always having fun, always running around, whenever he looks back, if he looked back and he's like, I remember that one time my daddy picked me up and blew on my belly. My kid isn't going to have that. He's like, that's what, your dad didn't do that? Like, my dad did that every fucking day. I didn't even realize it was happening. I was so used to it. And bedtime, I mean, they bring me a book. They're like, book? No, I'm not reading a fucking book. Sometimes I do. But I'm like, no, I don't want to read a book tonight. You've been up late. You already brush your teeth. You potty. Before that, you had your bedtime snack. You're dressed for bed. You're in bed. It's late because it's always late. It's never not late. Now, I ain't reading a fucking book right now, buddy. I ain't doing it. It's mainly my daughter that wants the books read, and but I do. I do read books, but I let them pick out a book and then I read it. And you know what? I need to go through and audit these books. Okay, some of these books have small print and are also multiple pages long paragraphs. Listen, people making kid books, stop that, okay? Because now I got to make up the story as I'm going, and my kids are looking at the long paragraph, and I'm like, and Jimmy got hit in the head with an apple, and he was super sad. And they're like, all those words said that? I'm like, yep, they did. Like, pretty sure it said something else. Like, that's not even an apple. I'm like, no, that's an apple. That is an apple. Okay? You got to make up your own story because you're not going to sit there and read some fucking weirdo that made a fucking kid's book and decided to put, 3 paragraphs on each page of an 18-page book. Like, slow down. Bedtime books are supposed to be quick. There is one that I read in a funny voice, and they love that one. It's a newer book that we got recently. They love it when I read that book. And, I would be lying if I said I don't also kind of enjoy reading a little bit of books for the children. They're pretty good. I like the Wonky Donkey, but you got to be careful because there's multiple versions out there, and the good version looks like an older book. It looks more like made in a basement type of book, but it's the funnier one. The other one looks way too cartoony. We have both. Yeah, I made the mistake. I was like, this is not the right book. And they're like, yeah, it is. I'm like, this is not the right book. And we had to go search. We had a search party for the correct Wonky Donkey book. And then I read it. Yeah, the kids, I don't know. You can always do better. That's part of the problem. You can always do better. So just do your best, but no matter what, you can always do better, and that means don't feel like you fail. Maybe that's not working out the way I'm thinking of it, but I don't know. Just try to keep the kids happy and loving you. That's part of my fear is whenever my boy and my girl, they start getting older. Just looking at my family, it was later on in life, and the divorce probably had something to do with it. But I kind of drifted away from some hanging out time with my dad. I drifted away from that for a little bit. I did end up moving in with him, and then I spent a lot of time with him, but then I moved out, and then, like, my mom, I still talk to my mom quite a bit. I think I'm a pretty good kid. But let's just say, like, my sister, after my parents got divorced, my sister really didn't, like, want much to do with, she picked mom's side, is what she did. So, and I'm not saying that that's the way my life is going to turn out, but a lot of the time, yeah, you're, girls with daddy issues. I don't want my girl to have daddy issues. I want my girl to be as open and free and loving with me as she is right now, forever. Same with my son. I want him to always be able to come to me, and never. That's Don't try to hide things. And telling them, hey, don't hide stuff from me, makes them feel. At least it made me feel like, they're like, why are you hiding stuff from me? Like, I'm your dad. Okay, well, yeah, you're my dad, but I also would like to go get drunk at 14 with my friends. And you don't want to hear about that. Yeah, I'm not going to let you guys know anything about that. You don't want to know when I'm sneaking out of the house, all that stuff. But I was, that's the way I did things. But with my son, it would be amazing if I could turn it into he always, I'm his father, obviously, first, but I also would love to be his friend also, so I can help him through things, and I also let him fail. And I think that's another important part of raising your children is you got to let them explore for themselves and find the weak points, because I learn better on my own sometimes than being told how things are. Like, you could tell me, hey, don't pull that lever until you pull this lever first because it's gonna fuck up, and you're like, is it though? And they're like, yeah, it will. It's like, all right. And then sometimes you go and you pull the levers the way you want to pull the levers, and it works out fine. So, just because it doesn't work out for that guy, it works out for me. Sometimes that's how it is. So I don't know. I try to let my son, do things on his own and figure things out. I don't want him to be a whiny baby coming over to me every time he can't open a fruit snack. Got to teach him to open them fruit snacks. By the way, those fruit snacks are full of dyes and high fructose corn syrup, son. You don't want that. That's not healthy. It's going to stunt your growth. I've been working on doing that with him. I'm like, he's eating his burger and he's like, I don't want any more. I'm like, you don't have to eat the bread because the bread is poison. He's like, poison? I'm like, yeah, it's actually really not good for you. But the meat and the cheese is perfectly fine. Eat it up. I don't want it. It's poison. You got to be careful with how you do things. But anyways, yeah, let the kids fail a little bit. Let them figure it out on their own. Maybe, because I feel like there's a lot of things that I did growing up where my dad was, teaching me how to do things. And he's like, you can't do it that way. And then I go out and I do it that way and it works out really well. And then I continue to do it that way. And then maybe I teach him something, but it's not because I'm smarter than him or anything. It's, he lived his life this long, doing things the way he wants to do them, and it's worked out for him. But sometimes there's other ways to do things, and I'm kind of being vague about everything because it falls over a lot of categories of life. But I don't know, just thinking of my wife's mom, and she's just like, and also sometimes my wife, she's like, the kids cannot go outside, and there's too many cars or something that say, well, that's a bad example. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example there, but they're sheltering, but they're also not teaching. They're sheltering without the teach, and that's not. You gotta if you're gonna shelter, you gotta teach also. They just say no, don't do that, don't do that. It's like, why? Because I said so. Like, all right, well, quit saying I said so, and give them an actual explanation. That's what they want. They want an explanation on why things don't work. They are new to life. My son has only been here for 5 years. Still figuring things out. He doesn't know anything, or definitely not everything. He knows a lot about Fortnite for sure. He knows way more about Fortnite than me. And I tried to teach him something about Fortnite the other day. He's like, "Oh, these guards are really hard to kill." I'm like, "Hey, if you don't kill them, I saw a video online. If you don't kill the guards and they're crawling around, you can revive them, and then they'll be your friend." It's like, really? And then he went to go do it, and I got scammed on a video because he's like, no, they don't do that. They're just bad all the time. I'm like, shit. All right, we are home. Home run. Park this truck and trailer about right here, and we're done for the day. Keep all 18 down, and I'll talk to you guys soon.